Struggling to certify your weekly unemployment benefits in Tennessee? Welcome to another edition of The Explainer. If you've suddenly found yourself out of work, securing your financial lifeline is your absolute top priority right now, and you want to make sure you're doing it right. Today, we're going to walk through exactly how to master this process together.
Seriously, if you're pulling your hair out over the state system, let me tell you, you are absolutely not alone. We totally get it. Especially as a beginner, navigating the interface can feel, well, incredibly frustrating and kind of confusing. The pressure is on, and it's not always super intuitive.
But hey, take a deep breath. Today, you'll discover an easy, step-by-step guide that is going to make this whole process a total breeze. We're going to demystify the Jobs for TN system together so you can certify with total confidence every single week.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our exact roadmap for today. We'll start with understanding benefits, go over the eligibility requirements, walk through the actual certification steps, break down the work search rules, tackle some FAQs, and finally point you to some helpful resources.
Let's jump right into Section 1, Understanding Benefits, which is really your financial lifeline right now.
So, what exactly is a weekly certification? Well, think of it as a mandatory weekly check-in using the Jobs for TN system. Basically, it's how you prove to the state that you're still eligible for your payments. The absolute most important thing to remember here, certification always looks backward. When you log in, you're answering questions about what you did during the previous Sunday to Saturday period. Since the unemployment week officially ends at midnight on Saturday, your certification is just a recap of that specific time frame. Moving right along to Section 2, Eligibility Requirements. This is the foundation of your claim. Now, looking at the state guidelines, there are 4 core rules you absolutely have to meet. First up, you must be unemployed through no fault of your own. That means you didn't just up and quit without a valid work-related reason, and you weren't fired for misconduct. Second, you've got to be physically able to work. Third, you must be available to accept suitable employment right away. And finally, you have to be actively searching for work. If you don't hit all these foundational criteria, well, your weekly certification will unfortunately trigger a denial. But wait, it's not just about what you're doing right now, it's also about your recent work history. To even qualify in Tennessee, you must have earned qualifying wages during a specific time called a base period. That's basically the first 4 of the last 5 completed calendar quarters. And let's get down to the exact numbers here. You need to have earned at least $780.01 in each of 2 different quarters during that time frame. All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty. Section 3, Certification Steps. This is your actual weekly process. Here is exactly what you'll do every week. Step 1, log into your jobs4tn.gov account, or you can totally use their official mobile app on iOS or Android. Step 2, run through the standardized questionnaire to verify you're still eligible. Step 3, accurately report any earnings. And Step 4, log your mandatory work searches. Now let's zoom in on that earnings step, because honestly, this is where a lot of people tend to trip up. Tennessee uses what's called an accrual earnings reporting model. Fancy name, right? But what it actually means is you have to report your wages during the week you earn them, like when you actually did the work, not when the paycheck physically hits your bank account. Now for the good news, the state actually gives you an allowance. You can earn $50 or 25% of your weekly benefit amount, whichever number is greater, and it won't reduce your unemployment payment for that week. Pretty great, right? But remember, you still absolutely must report those earnings when you certify. As you go through the questionnaire, you're going to see a specific prompt asking if you're self-employed or a business owner. Listen up because this is crucial. If you are a gig worker, a 1099 independent contractor, or self-employed, you must select yes here. The system is specifically set up to track modern work structures like this, and getting it right prevents massive headaches or overpayments down the road. When you get to the termination or military separation prompt, knowing the exact wording beforehand definitely helps reduce the anxiety of the unknown, right? You'll just calmly read it, answer whether you've received a notice of termination or military separation in the last 12 months, and then the system smoothly guides you right along to the next step. Okay, moving to Section 4, Work Search Rules. These are your mandatory activities. I want you to pay very close attention to this number 4. Some older legacy materials out there might tell you to make 3 contacts, but scratch that. The current Tennessee Department of Labor and Workforce Development regulations enforce a strict rule of 4 distinct weekly work search activities. Unless you have an official administrative waiver, like maybe you have a definitive return to work date or you're in a hiring union, you absolutely have to complete 4 searches every single week, no exceptions. So, what actually counts towards that 4? Well, let's break down your eligible activities. You could do a direct application, submitting a resume online or walking in person. You could do a platform search, utilizing sites like Jobs4TN, Indeed, or LinkedIn. You might make an employer inquiry, reaching out directly to a business you think might be hiring. Or you could attend actual interviews and state-sanctioned job fairs. But here's the absolute most crucial part. You have to document specific details in the system for every single one of these. Things like the employer's name, the date you contacted them, and the outcome. If you leave those blank, your claim is probably going to get denied. Let's move on and see how this ties into our troubleshooting guide. Next up, Section 5, FAQs. Let's help you avoid some common mistakes. Here are the really big pitfalls we see all the time. Number 1, waiting for approval to start certifying. Do not do this. You literally need to start certifying the Sunday immediately after you file your initial claim, even if you haven't gotten an official approval notice yet. If you wait around, you'll lose those weeks. Number 2, skipping a week. If you stop certifying for more than 2 weeks, the system will lock your claim and you'll have to go through the hassle of reopening the whole shebang. And number 3, like we covered earlier, reporting your wages when you got paid instead of when the work was actually performed. Always, always report when the money was earned. All right, almost done. Section 6, resources, support, and next steps. If you hit a wall, your primary hub is the jobs4tn.gov portal. Filing and managing your claim online is hands down the fastest, most efficient method. But if you really need to speak to a human, their phone support line is 844-224-5818, open Monday through Friday. Just a heads up though, because of high call volumes, you're probably going to experience some extended wait times. Alternatively, you can always seek out in-person help at your local Tennessee American Job Center. So here is your major action step for this explainer. Get organized before you ever even log in. Gather up any earnings data you have from the previous Sunday to Saturday. Jot down the details of your 4 mandatory work searches on a piece of paper or a digital notepad. By having all this information neatly prepared before you tackle that digital questionnaire, you're going to fly through the certification process with zero stress. It's a total game changer. Just a quick professional reminder here, the information provided in this explainer is for educational purposes only. Unemployment guidelines can be super specific to individual circumstances. Please make sure to consult official state resources like the Tennessee Department of Labor and Workforce Development, or seek professional guidance for personalized assistance regarding your specific claim. So, I'll leave you with this final thought. Are you prepared to take control of your financial lifeline and absolutely master the Jobs4TN system this week? With the structured steps, the work search details, and those specific earnings roles we've covered today, you seriously have everything you need to navigate this system like a total pro. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Stay focused, stay organized, and we'll see you next time.